Hi everybody, I am Dr. Amy Nelson and I'm not feeling good today. So I thought we'd talk about that. Yeah, so it's kind of, always spring in Texas, and we had a rainstorm last week, so everybody's kind of got the mold and the blossoms, and now little things are kind of happening on the seasonal allergy front. So, a couple days ago, just like probably you all, I have not been feeling like great. I've been feeling like, I have a lot of sinus pressure and a lot of fatigue and just brain fog and your nose is running, that kind of thing. So what I usually take, and this actually helps me a ton, is this guy. So this is Dehist. There's a couple other brands. I think New Medica's got like a seasonal shield. PHP has a histamine scavenger. They're all kind of similar. This one for me just works the best. I do about 3 in the morning and 3 in the evening. It's a lot, but I have a lot of mucus, right? So I think the biggest thing is that when people take stuff like this, they probably underdose it. They take like 1 capsule and, they needed to be taking 6, So here, what's in it? So vitamin C. So vitamin C helps the immune system out. It actually helps your glutathione pathway. It helps it adds electron back to the glutathione pathway so that you can clear that oxidative stress from your histamine reactions. Quercetin dihydrate is in here. I love my quercetin dihydrate. That stuff it's a bioflavonoid that improves cell healing, but it also reduces inflammation. You use it in pain management all the time. You use it to stabilize mast cells. So when you can reduce all that cytokine response, the mast cells don't get that bad text message, we'll say. I always think of cytokines and prostaglandins as text messages for the immune cells. So if we've got mast cell stabilization issues, we want to reduce all that. And to reduce that, you would use these little proteolytic enzymes that can help with that. So quercetin dihydrate is lovely. It's about 400 milligrams in this formula. Then we've got bromelain. Same idea, samesies, right? Very, very, very similar. Again, you could probably just use that same thing I just told you under the heading bromelain. It's sourced from pineapple, so every so often you'll get somebody who can't take it because they're kind of allergic to pineapple. So they usually know that though. And then here's a little N-acetylcysteine at 50 milligrams. Now every so often I'll bump up the NAC. People kind of know that. I will, increase that NAC to even like 900 milligrams 3 times a day if it's really bad. Like if you're kind of on the verge of cooking a sinus infection, that might be important because N-acetylcysteine is the rate limiting step for the glutathione production, and it thins mucus. So it's really useful for you if you're all mucusy like me. So anyway, that's been going on the last couple days, and that's been doing great. Like I kind of wake up boogery, probably, and then by the time I've taken my 3 Dehist and gotten kiddo out the door, things are doing great. Like everything's kind of, drying up. And, I have had a teeny tiny cough, but not bad, right? And probably more post-nasal drip. I mean, I will be honest, I probably have been snoring more. So if you're snoring really bad, take 3 of these before bed. That's what I do too. I'll take a dose before bed, right? So today it was like that. So I've been doing great with the allergies, la-di-da. And then this morning woke up, samesies, did my Dehist, but I felt that feeling, right? The fatigue feeling. I also would just like to stare at the wall. Like, I stare off into space like this. And, oh yeah. So it's like that, right? I don't have a fever. I don't have COVID, and I have a little bit of body ache kind of thing, and my main symptom of any kind of cold is whininess. I usually become extremely whiny. So then I know that's probably happening. Or things are just like, I'm grumpy. I'm a grumpy toddler when that happens. So for me, it's rare if I actually get a fever, thank you, adrenal fatigue. So, I love these guys. This is Viracid by Orthomolecular, and I keep a blister pack in my desk drawer. it has my favorite herbs. Like astragalus is, gosh, one of my frequently used herbs for anything immune related, right? So here, it's got 250 milligrams. You can do like 2 of these every couple of hours. And that's what I've been doing all morning. And I'm feeling better, right? I kind of wished I could go home, but no, kidding. I was getting a secondary gain out of this. Anyway, no, I'm fine. But it was, okay, so this has astragalus, European elderberry, andrographis, echinacea, lysine. And then it does kind of have a couple interesting things that I haven't really thought of before. This acerola fruit concentrate. It's probably just an antioxidant. So anyway, I take about 1 or 2 of these every couple of hours, and that's the directions on the back. It says 1 to 2 per hour. And then you will start coming alive again. So, and I've done this when I've been at work before too, and felt something coming on, 1 or 2 each hour, and you will kind of nip it in the bud, right? So, yeah, that's been going on all morning, and by noon, I'm probably fine. You know, I don't have any more of the runny nose symptoms. Coughing is gone. I feel more awake. My energy's back. Headache is gone. Whininess is still there. No, just kidding. The other thing I thought to take too is good old vitamin D, right? So if you're getting that, like, you've had allergies and you're starting to get a cold, this is kind of like a good remedy for all this stuff. I usually take my vitamin D. Did I sit and go, oh yeah, I'm not taking vitamin D? Vitamin D is necessary for your Th1 system. It helps the macrophages out. It helps the immune system out. So I usually do, I dose it based upon my labs, right? And so my last labs, about 5,000, I use a vitamin D3K2. And I chose this one because it's gummy. So I really roll my eyes with the gummy stuff because I'm like, I always read it and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like trying to put vitamin C in a cigarette or something, right? So this isn't bad. This is a little, Trace Minerals has this fun one, and I decided I would try it because everybody else is. So this isn't a bad little thing. It's got MCT oil. It's got some citric acid. It's got some canuba wax. That's probably what makes it a gummy. It has, 5,000 IUs of vitamin D, and then it's got about 50 micrograms of K2. So I'm back on my D because I kind of forgot about it, right? So you're getting a little viral infection. That's a good thing to review. Like, do your vitamin D. You have an immune adaptogen. You've got something that's kind of like controlling the mucilaginous situation in your system, right? So I picked D-Hist, I picked Virusid. I'm doing my vitamin D. Here's a big pro tip. No dairy, no sugar, right? So if you've got a little viral infection, what do viruses love? They've got a little different metabolic rate than the rest of your body. So bacteria and viruses love sugar. Like, now is not the time to go have a bowl of ice cream or a slice of cake or any cookies. Or if you're feeling sick and want those comfort foods, you're going to put fuel on your fire, right? You're going to want to do chicken soup. I really love that GAPS broth. That's a good one. I had I tried to make fish sticks, homemade fish sticks yesterday. Try it is the key. They weren't bad, but they weren't great. But I had like a really nice vegetable soup that I had made, right? So that's going to be fun. Tonight we'll probably have, I think we're going to have, just like a chicken skewer type thing. Vegetables and chicken. And then I might do that GAPS soup. I really, really love that. That's just a chicken broth that you're going to make. Doesn't have noodles in it, doesn't have rice or anything like that, because a lot of people can't handle all that. And especially if you are having an infection, your body doesn't need that. It needs nutrients, and it's not going to come from carbohydrates. So I know it's kind of like, sometimes we use like crackers to settle our tummy, and we drink maybe like 7-Up and that kind of stuff to settle our tummies, but that's not the really smartest idea. It's really adding kind of like fuel to the microbes that kind of go on that are driving that infection. So it's hard though, because I know when you're not feeling good, you have to do your best, right? So the other thing I've been doing is good old nettle tea, right? So nettle is this is nettle leaf tea. Probably one of our best mast cell stabilizers. And what does that mean? It means it kind of helps you've got granulocytes and mast cells and basophils and eosinophils that like to dump out their histamine, right? And so if we were kind of struggling with that reaction from this wonderful weather, then it kind of weakens your immune system a little bit. And now probably having a little viral infection on the heels of our seasonal allergies, right? So you can see one leads to another. And then when poor people get their sinus infections, what's that? A bacterial infection. So then you'll have a bacterial infection on the heels of the viral infection on the heels of your seasonal allergies. And oh, that is miserable. So if the sinuses are not moving and clearing well, then there's stagnation, and that's usually going to build a little infection there, and people will end up having kind of a sinus infection. Or same if they've got postnasal drip and we've got a little cough and we're not moving that phlegm out of the lungs. What does that get to? Well, our bronchitis and worst case pneumonia, right? So so we want to keep the mucus moving. So we mentioned NAC as something that can move mucus or thin the mucus. What's the other thing? Water. Water. Drink water. So if you're dehydrated and eat a lot of sugar with a cold, yeah, it's not going to go well. And many of us, our first water in the morning is coffee. That's not water. It's made out of water, but it kind of dehydrates us. So yeah, or a latte with a lot of sugar in it, right? That definitely will weaken the immune system, and it's just kind of harder. So yeah, you might have to have just a swap into a different habit, like a cup of tea. This morning, I didn't choose to go get my usual like coffee drink. I just got to work and started drinking my nettle tea, and actually I feel pretty good. The other thing I was going to show you is, well, you can't really see. This is, throat coat tea. They make a little lozenge. And so throat coat tea has wonderful things in it. Its main thing that I love is a licorice root. So it kind of soothes the mouth, soothes the throat. They're mucilaginous herbs. It has some cyprium in it too. So it kind of gets rid of that like scratchiness. A lot of times when we have postnasal drip, it irritates the back of our throat, and then we cough and we've got phlegm, and then we cough that, and there's a lot of just some tenderness usually in the soft tissue after all that's going on. So yeah, a little slippery elm lozenge. When I discovered these, this I actually think I found at Whole Foods. It was really great. And I talk all day, so I'll just use one of these normally. They're in my desk drawer too, but for cough support, all that helps. So yeah, that's just what I've been taking today, and I thought I would make a post out of it because, seize the opportunity. So yeah, if you're feeling this way, give all these things a try. Remember, drink a lot of water, cut the sugar, really cut the dairy. Dairy's mucilaginous. If you eat dairy, you're probably gonna have a frog in your throat, and it makes your mucus way more sticky. Same thing with gluten. Gluten's not usually my friend either, so keep away from your inflammatory foods. Choose healthy stuff. Also go for a walk, right? Stagnation. Like if you are moving, you're moving your lymphatics. Exercise. So you could there's an Ayurvedic kind of advice. Ayurvedic medicine comes from India, and there's an interesting type of advice that is exercise to the point of sweating, which, gosh, in Texas, that doesn't take much because it's kind of humid still, but like say exercise right up to that brink and then relax, stretch, rest, right? And so that's to exercise to the point of getting all of that circulation going, and that improves the immune system. Now, you're not going to go for your 3-mile run today, or you're not going to go for your full-on spin class, or your, body pump class. I mean, you're really going to ask yourself, or if you do those kind of things, you're going to pare it back, right? You're not going to, maybe you do like the easier version of stuff. You don't do the climbs in such a hard way, right? So you listen to your body. Keeping yourself moving is super important, and that actually will help you recover out of this. So again, doing things to help with the mucus support. I've been doing dehist, and I've been doing this since probably last week. You know, getting rid of our histamine reactions that are just triggered up by our weather here. And then, yeah, my Viracid pack, 1 to 2 every couple of hours while I, you know, it probably has been half a day now. And I think I've only taken about 4 of these. And by now I feel better, right? So, and then don't forget about your vitamin D, and then, you know, drink your nettle tea. So yeah, I hope that helps you all. Yeah, I'll think of something next week too. So I do these little fun Facebook Lives every Wednesday. Yeah, I'll think about it next week and let you know what the next topic is. But this week is just get out of your cold, and I hope that helps you. So, all right, everybody, have a good day.